to go live. All right, it's live. All right. I might make an intro later, but let me think. I'll just do intro.
So it's live now.
Yeah, it's live now.
Gotcha.
So welcome to ZanderZrantZ. Uh, dang it. Yeah, this is why it's like, oh, this is awkward. Um, not used to it yet. Let's see. This is ZanderZrantZ podcast. I am with. What's your name, sir?
Well, my name is Landon. I have a YouTube channel called Landonime. It's kind of hard to pronounce, but it's just Landonime.
Right, that's hard for me to think of too to pronounce. But anyways, so whoa, what was that? Uh, whoa, hello.
Hello?
Oh, oh, I heard something.
Hello?
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I heard.
You want to start over?
Was that your phone or something?
Yeah, I got a text. Sorry. Do you want
Okay.
to start? I'll turn it off. Do you want to start over?
I mean, it's fine. I'll just edit it. The yeah, I'd say yeah, I just put on silent or something, or on
Okay.
a vibrate mode.
Okay.
Um,
Sorry.
yeah, it's fine. I mean, it was going off at Nick's stream, so. But
It did once. It did
yeah,
once.
right. But anyways, all right. So, hmm, so, oh man, why it's like I hate like being under pressure in recording. It's like I'm blanking right now.
Yeah, it is. Just restart it, man. If you want to restart it, just restart
Right.
it. Collect your thoughts. Just delete everything, and we'll go.
Yeah. So let's see. So what what YouTube stuff do you follow, or what do you watch normally?
Normally, I guess Digibro is uh my favorite anime YouTuber. I usually follow him. I follow uh, Grossly. I watch Giguk, even though I don't really like most of his videos. Some things I watch from him, I get out of it. The Anime Man and Aki Dearest, I actually met them last year at Indie PopCon, and they hung out with me for like 30 minutes because I was a VIP, and I got in early, and they just kind of shopped around with me. Very cool people. Despite how I feel about their content, they're good. They they are very nice people, but I don't really like their content because it's not anime centric enough for me. They just get on the camera and talk about what they're doing. So I don't follow them as much as I used to. But after meeting Joey and Aki, uh, I think I I really did like them. They're good people. Mother's Basement can go fuck himself. That dude is probably the worst anime channel I've ever seen. Uh, Other YouTube content, I really only follow like prank channels or maybe let's see prank channels and wrestling YouTubers. So I follow What Culture Wrestling and Cultaholic. They're good. That's about the limited YouTube experience that I actively watch all the time.
Hmm. What I guess maybe not actively, but you're at least aware of most of the stuff. Hello.
Yeah. I,
Sorry. Just
Very good. Yeah, I'm active on it. I see all of the I read about them and I'm active on it. Lost Pause, uh, to the same detriment that the Anime Man and Aki Dearest have is also kind of Misty Chronexia. Like, I just don't like the whole, I guess, the face cam just talking about stuff and barely editing content in bothers me. I don't like them as much. Actually, out of the four, Mystery Chronexia is actually probably my favorite because he's very knowledgeable in anime, and we'll talk about it. Lost Pause, Aki Dearest, and the Anime Man, they just make face cam videos and just uh, barely explain what they're talking about. Like they have like what they collected and the meme videos, and I just don't think that's. I've watched too much anime. I don't think that's in depth enough for my taste, and I understand why all of those guys have like a million views. Like they get a million views or maybe less, but they all at least have like a million subscribers, and just the face cam thing. I don't really like that a whole lot because I just want to watch somebody clip what you're talking about and analyze it. I don't really like those, but Mr. Chronexia will actually like. He's very simple. He'll just go in and do like a top 10, or he will explain basically any form of obscure anime. He'll explain that like, hey, I want newer anime fans to actually go check this out. Do anything you can to watch this anime. So I like him a bit more in that aspect. But they all still do this like camera kind of, I don't know, like they don't talk about anime per se. They just are kind of absorbing themselves around the like lexicon. I don't get it. I don't understand why they're so popular, but yeah.
How do you spell that guy? Misty. I know Digi and stuff have mentioned that guy, but I don't know who he, or at least I can't put a face right now. How do you spell his name?
Misty, it's Misty, Misty, Chronexia. So it's like Misty space Ch Ro.
Oh, I found it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. He is his voice. And I can't dodge the guy because my voice is very obnoxious too. But he's a Canadian guy with the most obnoxious voice I might have ever heard. But he is very knowledgeable in anime. And he just does top 10 lists, and uh, it's enjoyable. Other than his voice, it's a good ride if you watch his videos. He's good. He's good. I like all
Hmm.
the stuff he takes. But yeah,
What was that?
sorry, what?
Oh, I think you clipped it a second. Oh, what was that?
Oh, I was saying, Misty's he's good. A lot of his videos are uh, they're not in depth. They're just top 10 videos, and it's like I said for obscure. He tries to recommend obscure anime to people, which is nice. I like that a lot, but his voice is super obnoxious, so I can understand why people uh, kind of sway away from his videos, but I like him a lot. His videos are, as a person who just talks on camera, and well, I guess, and also doesn't go in depth about anime. His are worth checking out just if you like anime. But
Right. Um. So, do you listen to any of the other PCP people, or not really?
talk about the
Digi's crew?
Procrastinators
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Uh, I I I would say not really. I really like Best Guy Ever. I do watch his videos. I don't know anything they do outside of YouTube. I've never followed any of them to that extent, Um, I I do watch some episodes of, is it Chibi Bakas? That Hypocrite and Munchie. I do watch some of the stuff they do, just talking about anime, but if they upload any content that's not about anime, I don't usually watch it. Best Guy Ever is really the only other one. Ben Saint, I don't watch any of his stuff. I do like Jesse. Jesse's cool. I watch some of his stuff, like older stuff, but I'm not subscribed to them. Like I don't actively watch all their stuff. So it's usually just Best Guy Ever and Digibro is who I listen to. And then on the Procrastinators podcast, I listen to uh, Chibi Bakas, which is uh, Munchie and Hypocrite.
Right. Don't think I even heard any of that one because Munchie is so obnoxious and like ear ear screws you or whatever you call it. It's just oh, gosh, like so annoying to me. But
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's not for everybody, and that's why I barely watch it because I am very I only get into anime stuff. So when they just do it like a podcast talking about like, oh, I watched 3 episodes of this, like I have probably seen it and I don't want to hear somebody just talk about the first 3 episodes because they haven't finished it. So uh
right.
Munchie, I don't find I find him actually very funny. I don't think he's annoying or anything, but does he have
It's mainly the audio crap he pulls. It's like half the people are listening with headphones, and then you're just like destroying their ears. And he's obviously intentionally doing that. It's like I'm
yeah,
always a stickler for like evening the audio so it doesn't bother people, but he
see,
obviously rebels in not doing that.
I can't comment too much further on Munchie because I think he does have a YouTube channel, right?
I don't know. I
See,
just
I
know him
don't.
from everybody else's stuff, and every
Okay,
time he's on
okay,
it, it's just like, "Oh, you're destroying my mic," or my, or if I am listening to on headphones, I would be really annoyed. But
okay. I
yeah,
think he does have a YouTube channel, but I haven't indulged in it. But from what I've seen of him from any content on the Procrastinators, I think they're funny. They're good. They're
yeah,
good. Really, all I gotta say about it.
yeah. I think for the most part, I probably align with what you're saying. So it's just, you know, sadly, Best Guy hasn't really been releasing content, and they actually berate him in the last PCP apparently about that. Um, and
Did they?
they were like, he was explaining why he wasn't making the We Agavos,
Oh,
and
the
then
yeah,
and they were like, yeah, like what the heck is wrong with you? The point is that you're making weekly content. He's like, oh, it's not good enough. It's like, oh gosh, yeah, but yeah,
well, at this point, I get it because I'm a YouTuber who just started, and I work a normal job, and I have trouble getting home and finding the motivation
yeah,
to even because I write. I love writing. Like I have all my scripts written for the videos I'm working on right now, but it's sitting down and editing it and just going through all of it it's tough sometimes.
yeah. I
Yeah,
plan to make like a Mia Mafaba for a while now, but I need to finish the things that will might actually get me jobs and not just
right.
YouTube stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
uh, yeah, is well for I think I mean I'm mixing up the brothers. Best guy. I think for him it's more like, oh, because he already was doing a weekly thing, and then he stopped it for like at this point like 4 months at this point. So it's just like I thought you were gonna get back to it. I think it's and he's out of everybody else, right? He's the only one that will probably uh able to actually make it if he actually wanted to do regular content, and then he just stopped. So that's why they were kind of annoyed with that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree. Best guy ever. out of all of the procrastinators, and like I said, I don't know them personally, but when it comes to their content behind Digibro, I think he is the most charismatic and able to create content because I don't watch a whole lot of best guy ever videos, but he is actually he's very charismatic and smart and enjoyable. Every video I've seen from him, like even I just watched like his just random videos about manga, and then like he'll just do like a mailbag question at the end. I love him to death. He's entertaining and can make anything funny. I like him a lot. The rest of the procrastinators, I don't follow them a whole lot, so I can't really comment on that because, like I said, Ben Saying and Munchie, I don't watch a whole lot of their content, so I don't really know much about
Yeah.
them. But the entire podcast, when they do podcasts, it's good. I have to drive an hour and 45 minutes away from where I live, and when I'm on my way to work, it's always a fun podcast to listen to.
Right. Right. Uh, I wish Mage made more things. She sounds pretty funny or amusing to me. But yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
okay. So, let me think. So I guess before we get into, I guess, anime proper, what because I technically could spend more time asking you about other YouTube things, but I guess we could move on from that. What um do you watch any other stuff besides anime? Or so just so I have a grasp of what your other knowledge is.
I really don't. The only thing I really do watch is anime between working and writing. I have zero interest actually. It's kind of a meme but between my friends that like every time they invite me to the movie theater for like a live action film, I watch maybe like 15 minutes and I fall asleep every time. So I'm kind of uninteresting in anything other than anime. It's all I actually consume and watch. Uh, it's my only passion. So I'm at the point where I don't watch anything other than like maybe Family Feud and maybe recap The Walking Dead. But no, I really only watch anime.
So you but do you play games and stuff? It sounded like you did, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not as I get older, I'm not super like I'm not like a huge gamer, but I do play I've always been a huge fan of wrestling. I always buy the new game of the WWE that like on Xbox I got WWE 2K18 is it this year? I bought that like the deluxe edition. I play wrestling. I love making my own wrestlers. Uh, Playing that, and then I did have I just got the new Red Dead, and I religiously played the old Red Dead, and then I other than that I don't game a whole lot unless it's an older uh an older capsule I play Pokemon Stadium and WWE WWF No Mercy and WCW versus MWO on the Nintendo 64. I played the Nintendo 64 a lot. I do have a Switch. I don't play it a whole lot because Pokken Tournament sucks dick. But I do play Mario Kart on that. So I guess I wouldn't say I'm like a huge gamer at this point in my life. But I do play video games. Yeah, like even after we're done with this, I'm probably gonna go play Red Dead. Red Dead Redemption 2.
All right. Do you play any fighting games?
Uh, well, WWE.
Oh, other than that, I guess.
That,
It's not a real fighting game.
yeah, it's not real. No, I don't. Everyone shits on me because I hate Super Smash Brothers. I don't. I
That's actually funny because I don't know if your friends might be like, it's just like wrestling. You have to throw the guy out of the ring, right?
Well, yeah, no, they don't. Yeah, they don't say that, but all of my friends, because it's just a classic, like Super Smash Brothers, and I attribute that to the same as when I played Pokken Tournament. I went 35-0 in the original, like just the story mode, and it's just a button mashing clusterfuck. And to me, it's not fun. And I get to some people like Smash is the best thing ever, but Pokken Tournament and Smash, like just playing it over the years of Smash, not Pokken Tournament because that just came out recently. I don't care to learn the combos. I don't care uh, to make my characters stronger. It's just a clusterfuck, and it's not in depth. I don't get it. If there's one thing that I ever agreed with Maddox with is that Smash sucks dick. I totally agree with that, despite the cuckery.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't like it. I just
right.
the button mashing, the fighting games, and I have no interest in learning the combos, and I just nah.
The combos.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. It's not fun to me, and
Right, right.
I'm not like a mega gamer, so I'm like not like an expert on it, but I'm just kind of like I'm not into that. But the wrestling games, the Pokemon games, GoldenEye 007 on the Nintendo 64. What else? Doom. Doom was fun. Just the regular games. But anything that's like a fighting game, no, I'm not really into it.
Mm. Right, so you're at least from your Twitter, you're like 21, right? Or is that just a fake
No, yeah, yeah.
age?
I am.
21.
Yeah,
Okay.
I turned 21 in May. Yeah, so I'm
Uh,
20.
so it's I think it's interesting then that the N64 then isn't that like what was that like your first console then? I mean, sorry, not. I guess that is, but was that was out? Oh wait, never mind. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. Never mind. Yeah.
Well, no, it was definitely way before my time, but I fortunately was raised by well, I guess both my parents, but after they divorced, I lived with my grandma for a long time. And when you're retired, they just have money coming in, just monthly, and anything you ask for, they give you. So I already had a Nintendo 64, and I've been very silver spooned. I've been spoiled. And any game I ever asked for, they would get me. So
Right.
I already had family who got me the Nintendo 64. It's not like I was alive long enough to like go buy one myself. I just had one, and yeah, I played the shit out of it.
Did you play any Sega stuff or Sonic or any of those things?
No, I never did. It was mostly exclusively the like I said, WrestleMania 2000, or is it called WrestleMania 2000, No Mercy, uh GoldenEye 007, Doom, um, Diddy Kong Racing. I have a whole stack full of games that I still play from time to time. Yeah, there's just a lot, Uh, there's a lot of games that I did play.
Right. Since Red Dead is, I guess, technically a hot topic right now, so I guess we'll talk about that a little bit, and maybe I'll just clip this out. um, so uh, and especially since you said that you play it regularly or the first one, and did you watch uh the IM games when they tried to play it at all?
I because I finished. God, I autistically counted. I think I finished the first Red Dead like 20 something, 21 times. Like just
Oh
replayed it
wow.
over. Like literally just would restart and play it again. Um, the IM games only heard from a stream that they thought it was boring or something, and they didn't really like it. I might be wrong. I vaguely remember Digibro saying he didn't like it.
Yeah, so
But
I watched a part of that stream, and which which is funny to me because Digi was like, "Oh, Tom is a normal gamer," and then he's playing Red Dead and going crazy. He's like, "I hate this. The controls, the horse. Why do I have to push the run button to run all the way to the city? Oh, like it's just like he is not a normal gamer if he's complaining about these things."
sure,
Which-
I don't really judge him on that because Red Dead is it's kind of weird. It's not like it's not a regular video game to most people. It's very in depth, and I guess I don't know. Like, I'm not such a huge gamer that I can really like show any expertise on it. But if you don't like the first, you know, 20-30 minutes of a game, then you might not like the rest. And I get it. Tom, I don't. I understand. He is actually, if you watch his stuff, he's actually super knowledgeable about video games. Um, if they don't like it, they don't like it. It's not as in depth. To me, it's not as in depth as like, say, uh, playing playing video games is a personal experience, and I've never got out of video games that I have in anime, but I am absolutely a guy who plays video games, as I mean most guys my age are. So I think they're more knowledgeable on it than me. I don't really think there's any problem with their analysis on Red Dead.
right. Well, I just meant that it was funny to me that Digi kept on saying that Tom is a guy that is actually plays normal games, and then and then he just couldn't even like he like if he wasn't doing the stream, he would have turned off Red Dead in the first 5 minutes. I just found that hilarious because yeah, like Digi was always like, "Oh, I can't play normal games. I think it's really boring or whatever." Like even when he was, I think I was watching the Spider-Man stream he did, and he was like, "Oh, it's like, oh, you could just push forward and he would just keep swinging. Oh, I'm turning off the game now. I don't really care." But at least Tom actually liked it enough that he actually played through the game. Thankfully. So I'm only saying that in that context where like Digi was just saying that he's like a normal gamer, but I think most normal gamers would like Red Dead, so or not
Yeah,
complain about the controls. But I just thought
yeah,
that was funny. But
yeah.
yeah,
It is funny. I agree with you. The stream with the Spider-Man game. I I didn't play it, so really, if you want to like go all out, um, I can't really comment on the
right,
Spider-Man
right.
game because
Yeah, I
uh,
did play
they,
the Spider-Man game, and I really liked it. I consider it probably the best sandbox game, especially you just controlling Spider-Man because it's just fun to actually control Spider-Man. Well, I'm hearing a heckle for a second. I don't know. Yeah, okay, it's
yeah,
not
no,
there anymore. Yeah,
yeah, it to me it was it's just fun to see them have a good time. But the actual like analysis, uh, I don't I don't play enough video games to have enough knowledge on it. So I
right,
don't,
right.
you know,
Yeah,
the the Spider-Man one, it was fun. I was after work, I kind of caught half of that live stream. But when you're talking about like him complaining about like the controls in Red Dead, um, they Tom is a video gamer, but Digibro wants to analyze them, um, and I can't judge. I can't make fun of them because it is just personal taste. Like if Digibro wants to talk about Red Dead Redemption, it's just going to be like what he thinks about it. It's not this big like the whole story of Red Dead Redemption. It's not like this whole big thing. It's just the enjoyment of the experience. And that's why I don't really like video game analysis because it's personal taste, and I don't know enough about it. So I just enjoy I am games from the aspect that uh, the people who are streaming it and talking about it have their own opinion and do it, and I enjoy it for that reason, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just brought that up as a amusing point, but
Sure,
the
sure.
the although I do want to talk about because I guess in some sense I do agree with Tom, but I also well that's why it's interesting to talk to you since you played it 20 whatever times. So so playing so you will know for sure. Wait, do you have um my audio coming from a speaker or something? Because I think I
No,
hear myself. I don't
do
know how
you?
that's. Yeah, I don't know
Uh,
how that's happening. Is it just
no,
from your headphones?
I'm just hearing you through my headphones.
That's weird. Hmm. Mm.
So do you want me to
Maybe you
try?
need to turn it down a little bit on your
Oh,
headphones. I don't
okay.
know. I mean, unless it's too low for you or something.
No, it's
Maybe it's just
not.
bleeding through to your mic or something from your headset.
Oh,
You're using the headset, right? Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
maybe it's just the mic is too close to
How
the
does how does it sound now?
should be fine. I mean, it only happened when oh, maybe it was because oh no, right now I hear it. Maybe it's because you're not speaking and it's trying to catch the audio. Maybe that's what is going on.
Okay. How does it sound? I turned it down. How does it sound now?
Right now I don't hear it, but we'll find out in a second, I guess.
Okay.
So I kind of agree with Tom, at least playing Red Dead 2, but I feel like I don't know what it is because from like I liked Uncharted 1, I liked Uncharted 2, and then when I played Uncharted 3, I was like I felt really bored. Like I was like, oh, I'm doing the same thing. And I don't know if that's just between when I play Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3, like I just changed as a gamer. Um or is it or I don't know, or is it just tedium or something? But because I'm obviously I'm on chapter 6 or like basically the last chapter in Red Dead 2, so it's not like I'm not playing through it, but I was really annoyed especially in the beginning because of all the really slow animations, and it was actually making my head hurt. Um, and but I don't, but I'm like thinking like I don't remember it being this tedious in Red Dead 1. But then again, I watched their stream and I was, oh, it did look tedious, but I don't know if it's just because I was watching it. So I guess you can tell me then otherwise that is it just as long travel times and stuff, or is just
Well,
I'm just imagining it being longer here, or it is.
well, I played it through several times without cheat codes. I think it's Red Dead is to watch. If you watch someone play it, yeah, it's kind of bare bones. But after like my third or fourth play through the game, you can just put in cheat codes and just have unlimited, or you can be invincible. Just have regular ammo and play through it. Uh, Red Dead Redemption 2, like I said, it's a new. I don't know if there's any cheat codes. I'm only like what 14% into the story. Like I haven't played it a whole lot since I bought it, but uh, it's uh it's boring to watch people play it because like I have a friend who streamed Far Cry, is it 5? The newest Far Cry, and it's super fucking boring. But the fun out of it is just talking in the chat. Like a lot of times the video game isn't what you want to watch, it's just chatting to people about the topic. Uh
Yeah, sorry.
uh,
So I did play Red Dead 1. But the reason I mentioned their stream is because I haven't played it since I guess whenever they released the Halloween thing. So that was like a year after or something. So that was like whatever 6 years ago at this point or
Are
something
you
like
talk
that.
are you talking about the DLC called Red the zombie one?
Yeah. I'm just saying that was the last time I played it. So
I
so I
see.
don't remember. That's why I mentioned Uncharted 2 to 3 because when I liked Uncharted 1 and 2, and then when I played Uncharted 3, I felt like it was really slow and like I'm just pushing a button like a
Yeah.
lot of the things that like the like I said, like Digi and those guys would complain about, like I would complain about now. But I know I remember liking those games in the past. So including Red Dead. I remember liking Red Dead. I do remember the beginning being a little tedious, but I remember like after the tutorial thing, like, it was fine. But I don't remember if it's but playing Red Dead 2, I felt a lot more annoyed with the travel time and stuff. But I don't know if that's just me or that's the game, or like it is actually longer than Red Dead 1. And since you have played Red Dead 1 more recently than I have, so that's why I'm asking, like, is the pace of Red Dead 1 the same as Red Dead 2, or they really did just extend Red Dead 2 a lot?
I think they did extend it a lot actually because Red Dead 2 has so much there's so many more mechanics in it that actually kind of pissed me off because if I try to play it drunk, I don't get it because uh, there's been several times when I'm trying to play and then I realize, oh, in the last game you could just whistle for your horse and it would just come to you, whatever horse was there that is manageable. Red Dead 2 actually got kind of pissed because I was in like a shootout, only, oh God, like 4 or 5% into the story mode and didn't understand the mechanics of how the game works. And they had a shootout, and my horse didn't trust me enough. So like I couldn't get away from dying. And then there was another time where I basically spent 3 days straight. And this was, I think, last week, 2 weeks ago, something. I just kind of figured after that experience, I needed to make my horse trustable and just spoil him. So my horse, I spent like $300 in game, which is a lot because usually it's like it's old times, like 50 cents can buy you stuff. Uh, Horse revives and all this stuff. And I ran out of the horse revive and I was walking down a fucking hill. Uh, and I don't know if this is a glitch in the game or just me being retarded, but like he like tripped on the hill and my fucking horse died. And I didn't have any horse revives left. And I spent so much money on this fucking horse. And you just have to let him die. I was sitting in the middle of no man's land and had to like carry my saddle all the way back to my camp. So it's there is a lot more mechanics, and these are just my experiences, I guess. But with Red Dead 2, like I said, I'm not super into it. Story wise, I'm still playing through it, but it's super in depth compared to the original.
Well, that was oh man. See, uh, and my mom decided to come back, and as I don't know if you heard, but yep, you know that was
Hi,
annoying.
mom.
Yeah, oh gosh. Well, um, I don't want to be well, I guess you don't watch the kill stream stuff, right? They made fun of this guy where like his you could hear his mom like yelling at him or whatever, like in his streams. It's like, yeah, I don't want to be laughed at like that guy is.
No, I
But,
I always
but
hear about them, but no, I never did see them.
yeah. Well, anyways, yeah. So, the I guess more specifically with Red Dead 2 and compared to 1 is that I'm asking about the travel time between missions. Like that was one of the main complaint that I saw reviewers had, and I'm just wondering if if it was the same in the first one. By the way, I hear a lot of shuffling around for a while now, so just
Well,
FYI.
I'm sorry. I
Um,
didn't. Can you hear
yeah,
me?
yeah, I could hear you, but I just heard like I think when I'm talking longer and I hear shuffling from you or something. But anyways,
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
I'm drinking. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay, yeah.
Drinking liquor.
Um, I don't know if
The
you might need to put is it actually I'm not sure. Never mind. I don't know.
well, here, hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I mean I can hear you. It's just when it's just I guess whenever you're doing something I can hear it. So
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
but I'm in the middle of the sentence, so you know what I mean. So it's like
No, yeah, I get it.
so it's like I can't really
Sorry.
tell you every time that I can hear it, but I guess you just have to listen to it again then
That's
determine.
good.
um,
Oh yeah, sure. Hey, like I said, I'm
but
sorry
anyways,
that you have
yeah.
to edit all that. But you asked
Well,
about traveling between missions. Is that what you asked?
yeah. So traveling between missions in terms of oh, okay. Okay, I'm hearing a bunch right now. Just FYI.
You hearing this? God
Yes,
damn
I'm
it!
hearing all that stuff. Yeah. Um yeah, I would say just mute yourself if you're doing anything. Um
I
so
thought it was. Hold on. Let me. I know you're gonna have
does the
to
Turtle
edit.
Beach have a mute button?
It does.
I
That's why I'm trying to. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
And then now.
I can hear you.
You can
I
hear me
guess it just
now?
doesn't work. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, you might just need to mute it on the, you might need a hotkey it. Um,
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
um, I'm not sure how you do that, but um,
Gotcha. No, I
any,
see. Yeah.
yeah. But anyways, so traveling between missions, the um, I don't know. I haven't because I have been record streaming it, so that I can use it for videos later. But so I haven't actually charted out how long it takes for Red Dead 2 to. I think that was one of the complaints is that from mission point to mission point, it just takes forever to get there, and then like 80% of the mission is you following somebody. So not only are you already traveling to the point, you're also traveling. You're also talking to somebody. Uh, um. Uh. Or sorry, you're also doing the same thing while you're on the mission. And I'm just wondering because I know that in Red Dead One you had those things. So I'm just wondering if in Red Dead Two is it far longer, especially the travel in between the mission points.
Yeah,
If you
um
remember, obviously if you don't
well,
remember, then whatever.
well the nice thing about having money in the original game was you could just get a stagecoach and basically cut to your checkpoint if you want to get to a certain location. In the new game, I haven't really had any problems with I mean, it's annoying, but I have, when I have to ride, 5 fucking minutes to find somebody, it's kind of the same problem I had with Skyrim, or not Skyrim, Fallout, where if you don't, if you don't go to enough places, you can't just immediately, you know, go over and I guess just tra- uh, teleport there.
Yeah,
Uh,
fast travel. Yeah,
Fast travel, yeah. Those games, I have a problem with that. It's kind of annoying, but with Red Dead, like I said, I'm not far enough into it, so I'm not really like riding very far. I don't have a problem doing that. But now in the original Red Dead, I can just pay a guy to have me travel to uh was it Austin to Mexico? I can do that all day. I got enough money to do that. In the new game, I'm not far enough to know if I even, and no one spoiled it for me, so I'm not like I don't have enough money or anything to travel to New Austin and uh, go around the whole country. So
Yeah, yeah. I guess
it is kind of annoying because in Fallout and actually I'll go back to it and regress my thoughts. Skyrim, those the only problem with those was I had to fucking walk everywhere and it's super obnoxious until you get far enough to where you actually can, travel around and actually play the game. Um, I don't think Red Dead 2 has that problem, but I'm not far enough into it to know.
yeah. I it yeah. I think yeah. It's just because um Red Dead One. I guess because you can fast travel a lot easier. Maybe that's what it is. This is because I'm just wondering if the TDM with the right is actually in there, because obviously a Red Dead 2 makes you have that mechanic where you could just auto run basically. You put a waypoint and it will just go there. But half the
Yeah.
time it doesn't work because half the time, even on you would expect the computer actually does stuff, but you would run over someone because the computer ran over him, and then you get it's just like, what the heck, like, and I have to redo that because or just let myself die, you know and
Yeah.
for the cops, whatever. It's just so annoying. It's like, what was the point of putting that if I can't just leave it alone? But the mere fact that they even put that option and it's not in the first one should already tell you that it's really much more tedious than it was in the first game. But I don't know. But because I haven't played the first game in 6 years, so I don't remember if it
Yeah.
was that tedious or not. And I'm assuming it's because can you call a stagecoach? Is that what you do? I don't remember.
No,
Can,
it's just your horse. A stagecoach is
yeah. Like are you at one point in the first game, are you able to just fast travel from anywhere? Like you could just pull up a menu and fast travel, or do you have to go to specific places or something?
no. You have to go to you actually have to go to like a
Uh,
stagecoach,
oh, okay.
which is located in a very minimal amount of
Right, right,
towns in the game, and then you pay them
right,
to ride wherever you want, and then you can press A and fast travel
right, right.
to wherever you're going. So
Yeah, I guess
no,
that's kind of what happens in Red Dead 2, except it seems like it's way bigger.
yeah, like I said, I'm drunk and I'm only barely through the first half of Red
Right,
Dead
right.
Redemption 2. So
What
uh,
where are you right
I
now? What was the last mission you did, or where you
the
were, or whatever?
I think the last because I just did the because the main character's name is Arthur, right?
Yeah,
I did the side mission, or if it's an actual mission, I think it
yeah,
was
the white ones, yeah, side
yeah.
missions.
It was like a side mission. I helped his former girlfriend get her kid back,
Right, right. Okay.
and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
and
know where
then
you are. Yeah.
yeah, and then god damn it, what was the last thing I did? We because I got a bit further after that.
I mean, that's fine. I vaguely know where you are. So in the
Yeah,
game. So
very early. Yeah, like not too far into the game. So, but
yeah,
it's fun. Yeah, it's definitely fun.
yeah. It's. I guess maybe it's just more tedious for me because I'm renting it and I want to
Oh, are
finish
you
it.
okay?
Yeah, because T-Mobile had a Tuesday deal. It has a Tuesday free rental thing, and because uh, um, I have or my family has four smartphones, so we're able to get 4 days of free rental basically. But I already did it a week ago when I paid for the first day, and then spend 3 hours installing it. But yeah, and then so I'm just trying to finish it as quickly as possible. And I think Spider-Man, I only needed like 2 days to finish it, and right now I'm on the technically on the third day of playing uh or technically fourth Red Dead 2, but I'm also I skipped a bunch of the side missions later on. I did
Yeah,
do the earlier side missions, and then I just started skipping them. That, or at least the side missions I don't care about. I do care about the, his ex girlfriend or whatever. So I would do those missions. But yeah, but from what I heard, even from where I am, or like I'm nowhere near the end of the game. So yeah. But
yeah, I
we'll
can't.
see.
Yeah, it's a. I'm sure it's gonna be a great ride, but like I said, me and
Yeah.
you are kind of both in the same place. We can't really. I'm not far enough in
Yeah.
to
Well, I mean,
really judge it.
when I look at the thing, I'm technically on the last chapter, but apparently the epilogue is 8 hours long. So is
Jesus
what
fucking Christ!
zero punctuation. That guy. He just did a video about it, and he was like, "Oh, I got the epilogue 8 hours later." It's like, oh gosh, I'm still playing it. So but anyways, but yeah, I usually look up like how long it takes to beat the game, because I'm trying to beat. Usually when I play games, at least single player games, I'm trying to maximize my time. Especially the older you get, like the less time you have. So I'm like, I need to see how long it would take actually for me to beat the game, especially if I'm renting it. I definitely need to just finish it. Um,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
the whole point of renting is so that I don't have to pay the full price. If I end up paying the full price, that's kind of dumb. But
yeah. No, well, for me, it was like my Xbox account is connected to my grandma's credit card, and she is retired and makes a fuckload of money off of uh, after retirement. They make a lot of money off of what do you call it? Oh God, I'm drunk. Um, God,
I'm not
here.
sure. But whatever.
The credit, yeah. Anyways, so like I can give her $60 and buy a game and just download it on my console. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a. I don't rent games because I don't play enough to want to have to take it back. That's a chore to me. Like it's too much. Um, I think have I ever the Blockbuster days are gone. I don't even think I've ever rented a game in recent time. I just buy games. I don't rent them. But I get why you do. If you don't like it, fucking take it back. Go ahead and
Yeah.
go for it. But I
Well, the
work.
Redbacks is pretty close to me, so I mean, I normally have to drive out to some farther Redbox to actually rent the game, because I usually rent it right when it comes out, and only like
How
one of it has it. So
how long do you have? I didn't know they red boxed games. I did not know
yeah,
that.
they do. Well, it's a normal rental. So Redbox, how it works is that the day that you get the game, you have to give it back the next day by 9 p.m. Whatever your time is. So yeah, so by the next day 9 p.m. So you technically have like a day and a half to play it. If you know yeah.
That's retarded. I would not do that because I'm assuming they fee you if you don't bring it back immediately.
Yeah, I mean, I have never missed it though. So
Okay, well, that makes sense.
yeah, I mean, because the red box, it used to be farther, but there's one like 5 minutes from me. So so
Oh, okay.
so you know what I mean. I just go return it there. You can return on any red box, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
That's why and usually I try to get usually if I can, Redbox has a bunch of you know whatever codes and stuff all the time. So I usually rent it for like $1.50.
Shit.
So
Okay, that's pretty good.
so I play Spider Man. I actually technically probably beat it in that first rental. Uh, uh, but I rented it again because I liked it so much that I just wanted to finish the extra missions. So I basically just spent $3 on it, and then
Yeah,
but I also had, because I'm a freelancer, so I can just play on a weekday, and beat it, and then and then uh yeah. But I get why normal people wouldn't be able to, or that have a normal job unless they are renting it for the weekend, would be able to do that.
Yes, yeah, I don't. I mean, this even goes back to I just don't play a whole lot of video games, so I don't feel like I have
Yeah,
any
yeah,
intake that is interesting. So if you want to move
yeah,
on
yeah.
to anime or
Right, right, right.
whatever else you want to talk about.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So, okay. Anime. That's like a loaded question, I guess.
It's not a loaded question, but I mean, if you
Well,
want to,
loaded from where we want to go from. So, hmm. I guess let's start off with what genres, if you have any specific, or maybe top five anime if you don't have genres
um,
that you like.
well, I have a top five for every genre, but
Okay. What are your top five genres?
my top. Okay, so I really love. Okay, so josei anime. As I get older, I indulge myself in very stress relieving anime. Josei is one. If you don't know, Josei is basically aimed for adult women. Um, and then I love the Mahou Shoujo genre a lot. As weird as it is that I'm old, the magical girl genre is kind of a weird one. Uh, to most non-anime fans who are trying to get into the medium. Uh, I like that. The mecha genre, and then slice of life, and then romance. Romance is definitely my number one. Romance anime have always uh, made my heart happy. At least the good ones. Like if you watch like a good romance anime, those always make my
Uh,
heart happy.
so you're the opposite of Nick and that other guy.
But yeah, yeah. Well,
Okay.
yeah, because a
Yeah,
lot of people.
I'm
Oh,
yeah, I'm kind of glad because when I was listening, I'm just like, oh man. I don't know if you noticed, but I was it was with my other screen name, but I was like, that's why I mentioned like Honey and Clover and March Comes Like a Lion. The guy's like, oh,
yeah,
I don't care. I'm like, oh, those Honey and Clover is like my favorite anime. So
yeah. They want people who.
I mean, I get it. You
Most
want
of most
your 14-year-old boy fighting anime, even though he claims that he doesn't like them, or a lot of
they
them.
want they want explosions and nonsense and crazy action shown in anime. Uh, I love very many anime from every subgenre you could even talk about, let alone genre. Because I've seen so much. I could talk about any anime from any subgenre. But I kind of I fell into God, it's like half a decade at this point. I just indulge myself in like romance anime because I still watch everything, but I love romance anime and Josei anime, seinen anime, and Maho Shoujo stuff. I have a good time with because I drink a lot and I'm by myself a lot. It's just always a good time, you know. It's depending on the show. Some of them suck, some of them don't. It's all based on personal experience and taste. But I those are the kind of shows that I like.
What are what are some of your favorite shows?
Oh, my favorite shows. Do you want me to do like my top 10 or
Sure.
okay? Number 10 is Anohana, the flower we saw that day. Anohana was a it's one of those like cry porn shows that uh most people they throw it in with the whole um I guess they always throw it in with like the anime that will make you cry list. Anohana to me was better than say like Your Lie in April, Clan Ad, Plastic Memories, and the way that uh it's just shorter. Anohana, it's like 11 episodes in a movie. You can knock it out real quick, and it doesn't have any of the schlock that the longer, like, hey, I want you to cry shows. Like, Anohana to me was more impactful in that short amount of time. I could watch it, get done with it, and it was special in that way. Anohana, Anohana is my top 10, number 10 for sure. Uh, just because is my number 9. Just because is, I think it was made by Studio Pine Jam, and they had some production problems, but that was in a long time the best actual. Uh, I don't want to say like a triangle romance, but it was just a romance that made sense and had some great creative writing. And I really enjoyed that. That was my anime of 2017 out of all the ones I watched. Number 8 is Real Life and Real Life Kinketsu Hen.
Wait, sorry,
Re-
what was number 9?
just because.
Oh, okay.
Just because is the name of the anime. Um, Number 8 is Real Life and Real Life Kinketsu Hen. It's one of the most unique experiences I've had with anime in a long time. It follows a guy, his kind of shit out of luck, and they have there's this other character that comes along, and he's like, "Hey, we're a part of the real life project," and he takes this pill that takes him back to when he's like, I think, 17 years old, and he relives his life, and the entire premise of it is that they want to make people that live uh, like the lower class people who don't help society uh, relive their younger years. And um, I guess it's like a ooh, what do I want to say? It's like a
Yeah, I know what it is. So you
oh,
if
you've
you
seen Real
wanted to,
Life,
yeah,
yeah.
I've
It's
seen
like
that. So
it's to make those people make the people that go into the Real Life Project contribute to society. So um, the main character goes on and falls in love in high school, and then they release Kinketsu Hen, which is a, I guess I don't want to spoil it, but a side on the side uh, has the first person who does this project is basically who the first guy falls in love with. And the 4 episodes I think came out in March of this year, and Real Life's really good. Number 7 is Nodame Cantabile in my top 10. Nodame Cantabile was, um, to me, it was special because at the time I watched it, I was dating a girl who was the drum major in my school band, and the drum major is basically like the conductor. Uh, she uh, she got me super into music, and then No Dame Cantabile came along and kind of threw in the romance aspect. Uh, and I watched it actually with my friend who is like a third chair saxophone player, and he actually goes to Butler University, and he plays in the band. When it comes to music, that one I watched around the time I was kind of getting close to them all on all that. No Dame Cantabile is it's goofy and it's a josei. There's a lot of drinking and it's a good time. I love that one. And then number 6 is Space Patrol Luluco. Luluco I love because anything Studio Trigger and Gainax that connect means a lot to me because I've seen most of their shows, if not all. Luluco is the biggest underdog I've seen in anime that I've wanted to see claim victory, and they get a lot of nods. There's a lot of nods to Little Witch Academia, Inferno Cop, and all that. They're really good with referencing shows that came before. and it's an absolute explosive clusterfuck of awesomeness, and it connected with me just because I've seen a lot of the shows. Number 5 is Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. I don't think I need to
Hmm. Yeah.
I don't think I need to really say a whole lot about it. It's cemented its place in anime history. And Nia Teplin from Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann is my favorite anime character of all time. I think she's one of the best written characters I've ever seen. And the entire show is, just it's just a huge hero story. And, I love it. It's Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. It's one of the best mech shows, let alone anime, I've ever seen. Number 4 is Rocketei Kishi no Cavalry, actually, which is weird because I read the manga and the light novels in high school, and I passed it back and forth with a lot of friends in high school who were vaguely into anime. Um, and the anime adaptation came out after Studio Silverlink, I think it was October of 2015, released it. And just seeing what you read come to life on screen. I know I'm never going to get my season 2 because I never finished the story because obviously it wasn't popular enough to make enough money. But Rocket Kishi no Cavalry is a show I close. God, me and all my friends were reading it and talking about it, and the anime adaptation I think captured at least the first half beautifully, and for that reason I hold it close to my heart.
Sorry, which one was this again?
Rockudai Kishi no Cavalry.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, or in English, Chivalry of a Failed Knight is the English name.
Oh, isn't that
And
the better than Sword Art Online thing one, or is that
well,
another thing that
no, no,
Digi
no,
talked about? It?
no,
Isn't
no,
that the
no,
one that Digi compared it to?
no, no, no. Digi compared it to the Astra score
Uh,
in his
oh,
video. He did like a 14 video long series called The Astra Score Sucks, and the Astra Score is very comparable to Rockudai.
yeah. I meant he didn't he compared Astro War to another anime.
Yes, yeah,
There was this
exactly.
one, right?
It's
That's what
this
you're talking
one.
about.
Yes,
Okay, okay, that's
yes,
what I
yeah,
thought.
yes. It's
Okay.
it's it's this one. Rockudai is, like I said, and this is kind of weird because he didn't. I read the novels of this before the anime came out, and Digibro made a video about it. The last two parts of his Astro Score Sucks video are about Rockudai Kishi no Cavalry, and um, that meant a lot to me because and also the actual anime adaptation because they Studio Silverlink made an actual 12 episode anime of the novels, um, in which the original was called Rakadai Kishino Iutan. And Digibro made a video talking about uh, the anime adaptation and kind of he praised it as the better show. And if you look on Mal, it's like a 7.7 out of 10 or something. Like people love it. And to me, I love it on like the 9 out of 10 level because I read the novels and seeing what you read that you absolutely enjoyed come to life on screen. Like it's an adaptation that uh I watched after reading all the shit, not knowing that even had an anime. So I loved it for that reason. And uh, beyond that, just to get on to the rest of my top 10, it's a bare bones zero to hero story, light novel adaptation, but it's worth the watch. We're never going to get a season 2. It didn't make enough money, but Rockudai, uh, I hold it very close to me. It's very good. So I
Digi
check it
didn't
out.
help it enough, huh?
Well, I would hope he did enough, but it was all a product of it was a part of his Astro Score Sucks series. So it was mostly shitting on Astro Score Sucks, which is a carbon copy dog shit version of Rakudai. But like I said, Rakudai, I read all of it before anyone even talked about it, and then the anime came out, and it's just one of those like nostalgic, personal anime adaptations I've seen that, I hold it close to me, and it's not finished or anything in the anime, but that it's in my top 5 for like a personal reason. Number 3 would be, and this is really dumb, Love Live, School Idol Project, and Love Live Sunshine. The entire Love Live franchise, um, in America, I think people like it for like the idol aspect, but I'm a guy who hasn't seen a whole lot of idol shows, and it it really did. God, I don't want to get emotional. Love Live isn't perfect by any means, but I'm a guy who, at the time I watched School Idol Project, I had watched 9 or 10 anime in a row that didn't really connect with me, and it was at the point where I I was about to leave the community, like the anime community. I could not. I thought anime became shit, and I didn't understand anything about it. I was just nothing was personally connecting with me. Like I was searching, I should say, for some great anime, and then I was I'll never forget. I was doing a stupid ass on the Anime Amino app where you can chat with people. We were playing Guess the Anime, and someone posted a picture of Love Live, and someone guessed it, and they said, "Oh yeah, yeah, that's right." And then I said, "Well, is that any good? I'll check it out." And they said, "Yeah, it's it's kind of cancer, but check it out." And I watched uh, Love Live, uh, Love Live changed it all for me. As much as even here in America and uh, people in Japan, in Japan, it's wildly popular, but I I watched it, and it was a ride that I didn't want to end. Um, it it is about achieving your dreams, and it's I guess like I said, the production, like the CGI in School Idol Project, is nowhere near as good as in Sunshine, but um, School Idol Project was about Muse, the band, or sorry, the idol group wanting to achieve their dreams, and they do that, and then that is very crucial because in Sunshine they don't get the same opportunity, but they are basically inspired by Muse from School Idol Project. And in Sunshine, the group called Aquars, uh, they they lose their battle at first, and the only thing they can ever do is say, "Hey, I want to cement my school's name in history and to become special." And it's the entire ride is it's 9 girls, per the 2 shows, School Idol Project and Sunshine. Um, like I said, it's not perfect, but it it does mean a lot to me. It's a show that tells you to achieve your dreams, and beyond the me trying to find an anime that I could connect with, I have very little ambitions. Like my only ambitions are like be the best man at my best friend's wedding, and like next year, one of my dreams is to go to Anime Expo to see how big the community that I fell in love with 13 years ago has grown. Muse and Aquars and Love Live aimed a lot higher, and they the entire production of the show and the story, it became special, and I get super emotional talking about it. I understand it's just like a cute girls thing, but the if you watch it, the entire aspect of it is uh the message that they left behind makes me super emotional because it really touched me. Um sorry, I'll get through my number 2. My number 2, my second favorite anime of all time is The Prince of Tennis, because I watched it after I fell off of anime when I was young, like in 8th grade, and I got back up to it, and I watched every adaptation. And I owe a great debt to the show because I wouldn't be talking to you now if it wasn't for the Prince of Tennis, because I love it to death. Ryoma Echizen, I read all the manga, watched all hundreds and hundreds episodes of the anime. It was great. And then yeah, I still watch it to this day. Just rewatched it over and over again. Number one is Gosick. Gosick is something that Gosick is uh, it's kind of a personal journey for me. A lot of people don't say that it's their favorite anime, but it's widely beloved. Anyone who has seen Gosick usually will say, yeah, it was great. I think on Mal has like an 8 point something out of 10. But Gosick to me was it was like an anarchistic uh, look into a anime romance, and the anarchism comes in between the romance, but also subsides into this like revolutionary war of a made up country, and it was the most beautiful and well crafted story I could ever watch in 24 episodes. So now that my rant's finally done, yeah, that's my favorite. That's my favorites of that.
Right. Yeah. So I think um give me a second. In hmm, yeah, so as of right now, I'm not entirely sure how much of it of this conversation would work. But I mean, like maybe chunks of it would work. Like if I'm releasing it anyways. Um but like I said, this is more meant to be a pre-interview so I can get, because we never talked before, and also so I can get the feel of what we could talk about. Definitely, I think we could have a podcast or even several, just talking about both of our opinions about I guess slice of life slash romance shows. Um, the let's see, where's the other stuff? I guess that would be one major one. And I obviously did mention that I know a lot about Gundam, so we could talk about that. And since you watched the primary ones, um, let's see. On top of my head, those are the main two things. I don't know unless you have something else you can think of. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
said,
Just wondering.
uh, like I said, I don't know. I mean, I went in depth on my top 10
Right.
anime. I
Yeah.
assume I
Oh,
assume
it's
you're
oh
wanting to release this on a video or edit it or whatever. And this is kind of a free for all, so I get what you'll edit, but I more so would just, I mean, if you don't like this conversation, just tell me what you want to talk about. If you want like a
yeah.
casual person to podcast with, if you like Gundam and all those, I can always talk about that. But
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think yeah, like I said, or at least asking you for your top 10 is more so I can figure out where you are. You know what I mean? What you like.
yeah,
So and stuff like that.
my
Yeah.
taste, like I said, it's very uh what did you think about it? Because I feel like I went too long, but it's
Yeah. A little
my
bit. Yeah.
sorry, yeah, my top 10 is very personal and
Yeah.
shows
Yeah.
that I fell in love with, and anime is my passion. So
Yeah.
I I usually want to go in depth on those because the people who, if I could recommend those shows to anybody who have the same connection to me,
Right. Right.
I think is the final product. I want people to watch my top
Yeah.
10 and hope that they get the same thing out of it that I did.
Yeah.
My top 10 is weird. Some of them are new shows and some of them are very old, and some of them are beloved shows that no one ever watches
Yeah.
or talks about. So,
Yeah, I think at least I don't know if I have any feedback for you just in general, at least for when you're since if that's your goal. It's kind of like what Digi mentioned where he was like I don't know if you heard him talking about this one. I forgot where he talked about it, but he said how he had a hard time. He never wanted to touch his top 10 or at least talk about it in like an official, like actually go extensively on it because he felt like his writing wasn't up to the level where he can convince people. And it wasn't until like last year or whatever it was he did talk about it. And I think I mean not obviously that's unfair to say, but and then also because I personally like I want people to watch Honey and Clover. I want people to watch a bunch of these other shows that I like too. And I have a hard time even when I go in depth and explain it to people, and I can see when I talk to people, their eyes start glazing over. It's just like, oh, okay, well, I lost them because they don't care, and I realize, oh, it's just like, the uh at least for especially for being a video guy, like it's more like a concise but clear thing. And obviously in a casual chat rant thing, that's not gonna be very effective.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
especially, yeah, and it kind of also depends on who you're talking to and what your audience is, and you know what I mean. So but yeah, like I do want to mention or at least um uh I don't know, just throw my opinion of Anohana out there.
Go
The
for it.
um So I think Anohana was kind of the last, I guess, whatever the crying anime stuff that I watched.
Cry porn.
Uh, yeah, that I felt like was acceptable. Um, but when I don't know what it is. It's like I said earlier with the game stuff. Like I'm not sure it was just around that time like my taste changed or something, but but uh but I felt like it was kind of really forced in Anha. But I know that I'm aware that it's forced in all those other shows too. But
Well,
maybe it's
the
just because it's shorter, so it felt like they had to get to the point faster. Maybe that was what it was. But yeah,
Well, I'll disagree. The beauty of Anohana is that it makes it clear. Its message is made clear very early. By episode 1 and 2, you know that Minma is dead, and this show is going. The entire point of the show is that it's going to be an emotional ride. Um, my respect for it, and the only reason it's in my top 10 out of over 600 anime is because it cuts through the bullshit and just lets you know, like, hey, this is going to be emotional, and also there is some context in the 11 episodes that you'll watch. Uh, Clanad, which is my friend's favorite anime of all time, is long. Your Line April, like I said, Plastic Memories, like they're just a little bit longer, but Anohana cuts it out very quickly. It, I guess, well, I guess there's no volume here of I guess me being being critical, uh, just because it's short. Anohana is, to me, the best cry porn anime because very quickly it just tells you, hey, this is going to be emotional and follow along the ride, and you can knock it out in a day, like an entire day. Just watch Anohana and the movie, and you're done. And it was an emotional experience, more so than those other anime I mentioned, and most cry porn shows. And that's why the show, I hold it near to my heart.
right. Yeah. So I think at least for I guess to give more context for me is that the at least my favorite of those type of shows, the is is probably canon. But I also when I watched it, I actually did a did an edit myself. I basically made it only about two of the characters, so I cut out all the other. I mean, so the other characters are still in there if they're relevant to, like IU, like was actually she actually interacts with all the other characters.
Do you
So I
mean
kind of had,
Kanan?
yeah, canon, yeah, canon and D, canon,
Kanan. Okay,
yeah,
Kanan. Yeah.
Kanan, yeah. So Kanan it's my favorite. And I hated that first girl, that first arc. So I actually completely cut her out as much as I possibly could when I did my movie edit version of it, which is obviously blocked everywhere. But yeah, I mean I uploaded to YouTube, but it's blocked everywhere. So, but
So I'm assuming you watched Air.
yeah, so I did.
Aaron. Okay, Aaron.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I watched all the key stuff. So canon. I mean, sorry, Claned to me. Well, yeah. So by the time I watched Claned, yeah, I felt like it was really draggy, and only really Claned after story, half of it really mattered. I hated the
Yeah.
side characters, like that's why I was saying, like, even with canon, right? My favorite, like I said, I could completely cut out that Fox girl, but and Claned, I would just cut out everything else other than whatever the main girl, at least in after story, which is the one that actually matters. It's only about the main girl and the daughter. I cut out all that extra BS that doesn't matter.
Yeah. The thing with Clanad to me was I was spoiled on the ending. Like 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, I tried to watch it, and then I watched a few episodes and I dropped it, kind of like I did Evangelion. Shows you do shows you come back to later. I ended up dropping Clanad, and then one of my best friends is my friend named Pedro, and Clanad is like his world. It means a lot to him, and we did this bet, you watch all of Clanad, I'll watch all of Gosick. We did like an interchangeable, like, you watch my favorite show, I'll watch your favorite show. And Clanad was already spoiled to me, and then I ended up realizing that it was a lot. Even though I was spoiled on what happened, it was a lot better than I thought. I really enjoyed Clanad, and I gave it like a 8.3 out of 10, I think. This has been a while. It's been almost a year since I gave it that, but it was a good time. I really enjoyed Clanad.
I actually thought it's funny, which at least for Digi, like I don't understand the differences between like the certain other shows he likes, versus, and he hates like Clannad and all those other things, even though some of those other things I feel like are very similar to it, uh, like Angel Beat or whatever, and the other one that is based off of the Little Busters. It's like
Have you seen Angel Beats?
I've seen all of the key stuff, so I've seen Angel Beats and Little Busters.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you've seen it.
Air
Okay,
Clan. I've seen all of it.
Angel Beats is fucking great.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, I
And
liked it. I did, but I just find it odd that like, I mean, I get, like, yeah. If it's the pacing thing, then yeah. I get that. Because Clan is
uh,
just ridiculously paced. But I just feel like he doesn't like Canon and Air either. So I don't know. So it's like it's weird that he doesn't like any of them, but then he likes Angel Beats and Little Busters.
does he
I guess
like Angel
because
Beats? I've never heard him talk about Angel Beats, at least from my
um
knowledge.
I think he mentioned it like once or twice, like at like he doesn't like love it, like I guess it was acceptable or something.
Okay.
But if he if did he talk about Little Busters? I think he talked about Little
I think
Busters.
he did talk about Little Busters. I don't remember him
Yeah,
because
because yeah, I
I
remember him talking about like about those two, like I don't remember specifically where, but I remember him talking about them,
yeah,
liking them.
Angel Beats. I don't remember him talking about it, but I have a very weird and hard relationship with that show because I watched Angel Beats at the same, like, I finished it around the time I finished Golden Time, and it was so fucking emotionally wrecking that it depressed me until I watched the what was it called? The Fated Meeting. Is that what it's called? After the credits, which I did not know at the time I watched Golden Time and Angel Beats. And I went like on a 48-hour fucking drunken bender because I was so depressed. Because Golden Time is a stressful watch and Angel Beats is depressing. And then I think I kind of chippered up after I finished is it it was after the Fated Meeting. I think I do think that's what it's called after um Angel Beats. They have the Fated Meeting where Kanade and what's the main guy's name? Uh, uh,
I don't remember.
it's
Main guy.
Ota, the redheaded guy. Sorry, I'm drunk. I can't remember. It that kind of cheered me up. But yeah, between those two, I was super depressed, and then I saw the Fated Meeting and was super happy.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, I said after I watched those two, I was super happy. But
Oh, okay. So, um, I did Google Digi Angel Beats, and there are a few things. I think even on his blog, he mentioned, but I, obviously can't scroll through it fast enough to actually read what he actually said about it. But he did mention it. I don't remember. I don't remember him hating it. I guess is the only thing. But yeah. But anyways, yeah, I think it was more on his blog stuff. But um, yeah. What was it?
yeah, no, I don't have. I mean, I don't really care what he says about Angel Beats.
Yeah, yeah.
It gave me. Um, I rate it so high because not a lot of anime give me such like they don't give me such an emotional response as I usually give. I've
Right,
seen
right.
so many that it's even at the time I watched Angel Beats, it's not like the best anime I've ever seen, but it's uh if something can impact me that deeply, I think it's worth watching. And when Angel Beats and Golden Time back to back literally make me want to drink myself to death, I think that's when it's worth checking out because it is special. Um, Angel Beats gave me so much trauma in the best way. I it's at the point where I'll never forget what the the emotions and the feelings it gave me. Despite it not being my favorite anime or anything, but it did give me emotions, and I respect it for that. Um, it was a very an emotional experience, and I will never forget Angel Beats. That's really all I have to say about it.
Yeah. Hmm. I don't remember if I'm guessing I haven't seen Golden Time. Uh, but yeah, don't know what that's about, or I don't remember. But let's see. So is there anything else on your mind right now? Since I'm kind of blank right now.
No, you're good. No, Golden Time was it's a romance anime where this guy is set in high school and he had like there's like a guy riding on a moped and he fell off a bridge and he got amnesia. And then there's this girl called Kagakoko who basically is in love with his college friend or is just a childhood friend of his, and then slowly falls in love with our main character Tadabandri, the guy with amnesia, and it's a the re- adding it with Angel Beats, watching it back to back. The problem with the show is it is very stressful because every time that that the show hints something bad is going to happen, it does happen. And Kaga Coco, I believe was her name, Kaga Coco. She just deals with it, but the side plot is that the night he ended up getting knocked off the bridge was the night that he was going to hear from his high school love interest. Like he asked her, "Do you want to date me?" And before she came, he was waiting for the answer, yes or no. And then he got knocked off the bridge and had amnesia. And now they're in college, and the other girl happens to go to the same college, which they call her name's Lynn. And then the entire show is it's not a whole lot about the high school love interest. She's just kind of like a side. Hey, like I get it. You don't remember, but the actual structure of it is Kaga, who falls in love with him. They start dating, and then their troubles with him not remembering the special times that they had together. Like he'll see her and be like, "Oh, I don't remember that date," or "I don't remember this," and it's kind of rides up to episode 24, and it's a very uh it's a very stressful show to see. I've seen it once years ago, and I don't want to watch it again because it stressed me out to the point where I had to drink because I was like, I'm too invested, and it's so good, but it's so fucking stressful.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. Uh, so,
Cool.
go ahead.
No, no, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
good.
So I think I kind of mentioned this earlier, but mm, the I do recommend that you at least listen to the sections that you explained yourself, and that because it's easier to learn that way to see what you said in the actual conversation, and then at least that's what I would do. Like I listen to myself and I'm like, oh, I could have explained this way better in this or that
Yeah,
way and
sorry. No,
stuff
I
like that.
like I
I mean,
said,
I'm not like condemning you. I'm just saying in general, like just for a future note.
I know you're gonna edit this. Yeah, sorry. Like I said, I've been drinking, so I'm
Yeah,
trying
yeah,
to try to
yeah.
make this as fun as possible.
Yeah.
But
That's why I'm not. Yeah, that's why right now I'm not entirely sure what I can get from this, at least this specific one. That's why I said that this is more like a pre-interview. So it's like we could figure out like more of a specific topic to talk about in a later one if we wanted to. And then we can be a lot more poignant on that.
sure. So you're not
Um,
gonna post. You're not gonna post this one.
I'm not sure. I mean, if you want to, I mean, I'll for sure I will link you the just this recording.
Okay.
So if you wanted to post it, whatever,
No,
and
no, no,
then
no.
and then
I don't want to post it. I just want to listen to
right,
it again when
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sober because
yeah,
it's a good time and it's fun and I love talking to you.
I'll definitely, yeah, I'll definitely give you the link to this that you can listen to it for sure,
Okay.
and then it's partly because the other major reason is because I'm trying to work on the Gundam mini documentary, and and
Ah,
and
yeah.
and that obviously gonna take way more time, and I don't know if it's worth my time to edit this specific one. I mean, I probably will, but I'll probably only take like certain sections and then
Sure.
throw it out there, if anything. And um and I think that, as you could say, that's why I haven't posted any of the one of the other podcast ideas I had for myself was one of my friends came up with this name, but it's just one take. So it's just like it's basically like, oh, this is just unedited rant. That's why I called it ZanderZrantZ, because it's meant to be a rant,
Sure.
like Dick's rage. So it's rage thing. So it's more like, oh, I'm just
Yeah.
ranting about a thing. Like I love that pizza thing. I don't know if you heard that one. That guy that was complaining about pizza, the
Yeah.
ordering. Yeah, I love that. Like I imagine so if I was making a formatted show, like, yeah, it would be, well, what's your rant? it would be one of the questions.
Sure. I
Is
mean, if you ever want me to be like even a casual or a co-host, if you just want to like talk about just round anime,
yeah, yeah,
specifically anime,
yeah, yeah,
I could do a show with you, but
yeah, yeah.
we
So,
continue on.
sorry, what?
So, we can continue on the podcast if you want. I don't know if you want to post this or anything, but whatever you want to do. I know you're going to edit
Yeah,
it, so
yeah.
whatever questions
So
you got.
yeah, yeah. So right now I have on the list of, I guess, future things, because it could be a 4 hour long thing if we just keep going. So
Right.
the and obviously I want to finish Red Dead mainly because I rented it and I have to get it by 9. Get it back by 9. Or else they'll charge me. So the Gundam stuff, which is why I haven't directly asked you about a bunch of it because I would rather save that. Um,
Sure. Sure.
but I will say that that you know so you watched basically all the stuff that came out, well, not
I
all the stuff,
watched.
sorry, uh, basically the all the early UC century stuff that in the before
Yeah.
Zeta timeline. Basically you have
Well,
watched
yeah.
all the, like,
I watched.
uh, in the timeline. I mean, you in the actual UC timeline, you have watched everything that up to Zeta
Yeah.
timeline wise. Yeah,
Yes, I only watched from Studio Sunrise, and I don't remember a whole lot because it's been years. But
right, right.
I watched the original Mobile Suit Gundam, Double 80 War in the Pocket, and Zeta. Those are the
Okay,
only three that I've really
okay,
ever watched. So I don't really think like a conversation on Gundam, like if we're just talking about Gundam, would be interesting because I've only seen those three
right.
and I remember very little because
Yeah, yeah,
I'm talking like 7 or 8 years ago that I saw
yeah.
them. But I do fondly love them and need to go back to it. But I'm at the point where I'm watching so much other fucking anime that my time frame to get back to Gundam is kind of hard. Uh, I would hope to in the future. I guess I remember enough to have a good conversation about it, but those are the only three that I've seen.
Right.
So if you want to talk about Gundam in general, I don't think I'm a very good candidate for it because it's been so long.
Yeah, I think it's more of a, at least maybe I could structure it more like a what I would recommend Gundam
Sure.
show. So I could so it could just effectively be me explaining the other Gundam stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure you
Yeah,
you would have way more knowledge on that because, like I said,
yeah, and
Gundam was.
yeah, and then you can talk more about your other mecha stuff because I mean I watched Macross, all of the Macrosses, and then I haven't watched many of the other mecha stuff, so I'm
Okay, so you just
unfamiliar
want to
with the
talk
older
about
things.
mecha. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Gundam
could.
mecha, or Ava. I'm not the biggest fan of Ava, so I don't. I
Thank
guess
you.
it's the I guess I want to do the, I don't understand why this is popular, or like why
Sure. I
Digi
mean,
and all these guys love Ava, other than they were 14 and they like the nihilistic existentialist crap that's in it. you know.
yeah. I mean, like I could go in. I could go a little in depth on Mobile Suit Gundam. I I guess I could say like Captain Earth. What was the other one? Uh,
You haven't
Gear.
seen it? Have you
Oh,
seen Macross?
I have seen Macross.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay.
Gear Fighter Dindo. That's the one I was thinking of. Gear Fighter Dindo. Um, there's a lot of obscure ones I could talk about, but when it comes to, like, well, with Mazen Kaiser, Mazinger Z, I could talk about those. But with Gundam, I haven't seen it in a long time, so I don't think it would be very interesting because I don't remember and I drink all the time. But I would make it as fun as I can remember.
Yeah, it would probably be more of a, at least in my end, it would be more of a what I would recommend Gundam stuff, and then on your end, it would just be talking about mecha in general. And then
Sure.
yeah, and
You
then
heard.
that bashing about Ava, I guess.
Well, we can bash Ava, but actually, this sounds more fun to me.
Okay.
Other than me just recommending mech shows, which I think should be the entire premise of the show. If you want to do this with me and have other people on, we could talk about mecha shows because I can do that all night. But I can also we can talk about mech shows with people who are knowledgeable on mech, but also I can recommend some if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I see a shitload. So if you guys
Right.
want some recommendations on mech shows and just to go in depth and talk about it, might be kind of boring because the mecha genre is kind of dead. But
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
uh,
Unfortunately,
well,
or
Planet with
fortunately.
Planet
Yeah.
with and Darling and the Franks both suck dick. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
The mech genre is dead. But we can talk about the originals if you want to, my friend. Whatever you want to do.
Actually, one of the things that I don't know, I guess, um, I don't know. Oh well, it's like I'm actually not the biggest fan of Trigger. But
You're not.
maybe,
Well, I get
well,
that. I mean,
I
it's
watched all of it, but like I don't understand why people love Gurren Lagann. But unless it's just because I was 14 and I loved whatever, and it's like
are you
okay, well,
fuck are you fucking with me?
huh?
Have
Uh,
you
no.
you watched Gurren
I've
Lagann?
watched it. I watched the best guys ever explanation about it. Like I get it. I get all the stuff that's in it, and maybe it's just the way they present it that I don't I'm not the biggest fan of. Like like I said, I'm not saying it's a terrible show. I'm just saying that it's not my
Ten,
favorite thing ever. I guess.
ten, ten again. Topic Gurren Lagann. Okay, have you watched a lot of Studio Gainax's stuff?
I think so. What else is it? Let me look it up.
They got a um a Benabashi, Aim for the Top Gunbuster, Karikano. Um, have you seen any of those?
I've seen Gunbuster. How do you spell it? I'm blanking on the. I don't remember the titles. How do you spell Gynax? Guy.
Gainax.
I found it. Found it. G
You can't fucking
G.
sit here. You can't fucking sit here and tell me that Tingatapa and the God is not good without me shitting on you. Because
I'm not saying it isn't good. I'm just saying that
I'm
I'm
going.
personally not the biggest fan of it. But
Sure. Like me with Ava. Like I
yeah,
made it.
is equivalent to that. Where like
Sure.
I
Like
get why people like it.
well, it's made by the same studio, but
Right.
I like Gurren Lagann more because it uh anything Evangelion is a weird it's a weird commodity with Studio Gainax and just the entire anime industry. But I don't think I've ever watched a Studio Gainax anime that isn't good. Uh I
Yeah.
would say it just Evangelion's good.
Yeah.
But
I don't disagree with you on that. I don't think they make bad shows. Um. Yeah.
well,
That's,
the second you say you don't like taking Topiger and
I
Lagan is
mean,
where
yeah.
I pause. I
I am
pause.
saying that I don't. I'm not saying I guess there's a difference between I don't I don't personally like the show and me saying it's a bad show. That's two different things.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
actually, I'm gonna draw back on this because I fucking hate Fooly Cooley. So I'm going to agree with you. You cannot like Gurren Lagann because I hate Fooly Cooley. Any Gynax show, I'll agree with you. I actually do not like Fooly Cooley at all. I think it's
Yeah.
super obnoxious, and I don't get it. And I think the only reason I appreciate it at all after reading all of the manga is that Digibro explained it in all of his videos, and I still don't
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah,
But
like I don't remember if I watched Fully Cooley I before I watched Digi's video. So,
no,
but
I
basically,
watched it.
yeah. I
Sorry,
mean, I'm
sorry,
saying
sorry,
for me,
sorry,
yeah,
sorry, sorry. Yeah, you can go.
yeah. But I thought it. Yeah, I mean, I have like the same like. I mean, I guess I like some of the stuff. Like I like the manga panel stuff, but it's more like a technical thing. I like some of the amusing things they do, but overall, it's I'm not like the biggest fan of Fully Cooley either. Like I just like,
No,
oh, it's not a bad show.
this this
And yeah, I wonder if that's why I said the 14-year-old thing, because it's like because I know that a lot of these shows that Dichi's saying is because he watched it when he was 14,
sure.
and I'm way older than him, or so that's why I'm wondering if I have that thing too, where like, oh, if I watched some of these shows when I was 14, I would have loved it or not.
On behalf
Um,
of him, I get it. Like I even as older people, mo- most people love Fooly Cooley, but I went out of my way because so here's what happened. I was looking at my plan to watch list and I was like, okay, I need to watch some more popular stuff. It's ruining my street cred that I have not seen Serial Experiments Lane, uh, Steins Gate, and Fooly Cooley. And I went and bought the entire manga Fooly Cooley, started reading it, and I was like, all right, this is fucking weird. And this is just no, I'm a huge Gainax fan. I love a Benabashi shopping arcade. I love Aim for the Top Gun Buster and Die Buster. Evangelion is okay. And then I watched Fooly Cooley, and this was literally like earlier this year. I got 4 episodes in, and I just did not. I
mhm.
Haruko is obnoxious. The show's it's beautiful, but it's fucking weird, and it just wasn't my taste. I did not like it at all. So I dropped. A lot of people shit on me. I dropped Fooly Cooley like 4 episodes in. I don't like it. I don't know. You can keep going on it. I am not a fan of
Yeah,
Fooly Cooley as much as I like Studio Guy Next.
yeah.
Fooly Cooley can
It,
go fuck itself.
it's kind of like like uh which is fine. I find it funny because some of the people that love Gurren Lagann, and then they watch Kill la Kill and they're like, what the heck is this? And then it's just like
Oh
it's like
shit.
the same problem, but
Shit, I'm
slightly
shit.
differently.
Shit, I'm drunk. I'm drunk. Sorry, I forgot we were talking about how you didn't like Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. I'm gonna shit on you hardcore. Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann is the like I said, Nia Teplin in the show is probably one of the most beautifully written characters I've ever seen. And Gurren Lagann it is the most uh, it's probably it's already cemented itself in anime history, but it is probably one of the best zero to hero stories I've ever seen. Gurren Lagann is masterful in every aspect, and they on top of that they add the Gynax aspect that's fucking weird and awesome. I don't understand why you don't like Gurren Lagann. If you like Fooly Cooley can go fuck itself. Gurren Lagann is great.
I never said I really liked Fully Cooley. Like I said, I appreciate some of the technical things it did, and I think it's fine for what it is. And the
Fuck
same
Fooly
thing with
Cooley.
Gurren Lagann, and any of the Gainax shows. I think the only one I really liked, I guess, like I actually like is His and Her Circumstances. But I guess that's because it's a romance thing, I guess.
Yeah, well, you're with me. It's what is that? Karikano. Karikano is the Japanese name. Yeah, his and her circumstances. I'm like, what? Like 11 episodes in, but I've heard that the final few episodes kind of had the Gynax problem where they uh just totally wreck it. Um,
Yeah.
I like
That's,
Kari Kano. Kari
yeah,
Kano,
it's just ignore the last 4 episodes or whatever the heck it was.
yeah,
uh,
no, it's Koreshi Kanojo no Jijo? Is that the name? Kari Kano. I know that's like the short name. Anyways,
yeah, yeah,
I've watched some of it. It's good. It's very Gynax, but
yeah,
uh, yeah.
but yeah, but anyways, let's see. You have anything else? Uh,
I don't. No.
okay, yeah. So I guess if you wanted to plan, I don't know if you, I mean, I obviously don't have any connection to other people. So if you wanted to do like a mecha thing where
Yeah,
I,
I mean,
I'm in it, that's fine.
no, I
Uh,
mean, if it doesn't have to be mecha, man. Like,
no,
I'd
I
free.
meant, yeah, you mentioned that if it was with more than just me to talk, that you talk about mecha, I'm fine with that.
I in any okay, so any anime in any context, if you want to talk about it, just overall, it doesn't have to be mecha. I'm in. Like,
Yeah, 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 sure.
if you want me to just, if you just watch seasonal anime and want to make like a video, or if you just want to just talk about old anime, like just and you need like a co-host or whatever, just let me know and I'll see what you're wanting to do.
Yeah, sure.
Because I'm
Yeah,
drunk a lot, so I would definitely be more sober than I am now uh, on these streams. But
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think you're getting to that level. uh, yeah. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, yeah. I guess that's it for now, and then I'll just message you when,
sure,
if I like I said, I'm trying to finish that mini documentary, so that's gonna
yeah,
take up
yeah,
most
you
of
got
my
a lot of
time.
work you got a lot of work ahead of you. I
Yeah,
feel you, my
especially
friend.
when it's a dumb mini documentary Gundam thing. So it's like,
No, it'll be great.
yeah,
It'll be
yeah,
great, man.
yeah.
Just
So I,
like me when you're done.
yeah, yeah,
but after production,
yeah.
I mean, if you want to do a podcast with somebody, like I said, man, I don't. When I get off work, all I do is watch anime and write. We can figure something out if you want to do some videos. I had a great
Yeah.
time.
Thanks. Yeah, me too. Yeah. So I'll talk to you later. I'll send you the link. I'm just yeah, pretty much right away. But or when I get to it. Yeah. So I'll send you the link to this. You can listen to it later. If you
Sure.
wanna. And then if I get to editing, I'll get to editing it. But it's like I do remember or yeah, I'm sure like it's like what Dick and Maddox said, like, oh, like them, they're like, oh, you have to do, or at least for them, right, they did like what, eight podcasts before they released their first
It
one.
was
So
six. It
oh,
was
something
six.
like, yeah, six. So
It
it's
was
like,
six. Yeah.
yeah, so it's because I think it's mainly because they have to figure out how to interact with each
Well,
other, what's the best way
well,
to
no,
talk to
that
each
was
other.
because Maddox is fucking weird,
Oh yeah,
and
that too. But
he the reason for that was because he uh was not formulaic and wanted it to be super, like, he had so many like set rules for it, and then Dick was just like, dude, it doesn't need to be this, like, you know it doesn't need this set of rules, like, we just needed to debate retarded stuff, and then they finally
right, right.
they changed it to the biggest problem in the universe.
Yeah, and some of his things are really weird in those unreleased or now released episodes.
Yeah, the lost
Yeah,
episodes.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, what the heck did you just talk about? But
But yeah, man, sorry,
yeah, uh,
I got really drunk during this, but hey, I had a good time. Now if you want to do like a regular podcast or whatever, just message me, all right?
yeah, sure.
Hopefully this was listenable. Hopefully I didn't ruin it for you.
Well,
I hope you had a
you'll
good
find
time.
out, I guess, when you listen to it. you know, but
Oh,
I
I'm
think it's
sure.
fine. I think it's
Yeah,
fine. It's just if I'm at, like, I think the biggest problem with me is that I'm really stickler for editing. I guess some you could even imagine being as bad as Maddox, but not really. But it's just that's what it's like. I hate downtime, so that's why it's either like I release it like uncut or I release it where I cut a lot of it out. But it all kind of
Yeah.
depends, because it's just like, well, I don't like but I don't have time to like edit it like crazy. So I might
Sure.
just release certain sections. If I do release anything, it would just be certain sections. But I think it's better to, which is what I've been learning in my doing a bunch of the videos I've been doing, is I realize it's probably better to, it's especially if you're gonna keep working with the person, like it's better to just do a thing and then realize what their issues are and just make it better the next time,
Yeah.
and then release that instead. And
Sure.
but yeah, I think
Well,
that's
yeah.
what most people say. It's like, oh, you don't want to release your first garbage, but
Sure. Well, I
but
mean, I
yeah,
don't know. I don't know how well I did, but either
yeah,
way, just send it to
yeah,
me. And if you ever want to talk again, just let me know, man.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
around.
sure, for
I'm
sure.
around.
Yeah. I just don't know when currently, because I need to finish those, ridiculous videos. And but I do,
Yeah.
like I said, I do plan on doing like the Mia Maffable type of thing. So I'll for sure when I get to that, I'll because one of it is going to be a podcast, because there's no way I can, generate what I mean, like maybe even weekly there will be a podcast. So I'll probably have you help me with that. Um,
Sure, sure. I mean, I'm
but
around, man. Just let me know what's going on, and we'll have a good time. I'm
yeah.
sure I had a very drunken autistic interview here, but I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, me too. Okay, all right. I will stop the broadcast now, or the recording.
Sure.